There we go. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday. We love Mondays. It's good to hear and see everyone. We have some fun things to talk about tonight. So, as people start joining, we'll start talking about it. It's just going to be the four of us tonight, which is fun. Um, but yeah, I don't know where we want to start because we have like a few different fun things to talk about.
I feel like I kind of want to talk about our episode. I want to hear because we had an episode come out yesterday that was book recs for Hunger Games fans, and I kind of want to know what you, Jerry, and AJ would recommend as like
Ooh,
top books that are similar to Hunger Games or that you would recommend.
yes, that's a good way to start. Okay. I'll start first. Oh, whoops, you can hear me. I'll start first because you will find out what I say in the podcast. But the book that I chose is the book that you have to read is The Grace Year. I don't, let me look up the author. Um,
Which I did. I got this weekend,
yeah,
like right after we talked about it. I was like went to the bookstore and I was like I found it used, so it was like only like $7 and
yay,
I'm gonna read it. It's gonna happen.
yay. That made my whole night. Yeah, The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. Um, yeah, it's pretty much I talked about it and speaking or talking through with Emily about it. It's kind of a Lord of the Flies for young women. And so it takes place in this future society where during I think it's their 16th birthday, girls have to go out kind of like on a walkabout, I guess, essentially, and survive for a year. It's called the Grace Year, hence the title of the book, because they claim that the young women have magical powers that they have to get rid of because it could damage society. So it's kind of just what happens over the course of that year that we follow the protagonist, Tyranny. So it's a really, really fun book. I loved it. It was a big surprise for me because I kind of just picked it up and loved it, but I really recommend it for everyone. So that's my recommendation is The Grace Year.
Really, I just wanted to give you a chance to plug the Grace year again.
I know, yeah, yeah. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. I hope you like it. Like fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
I'm really excited because on the episode I talked about one of my favorite books is Lord of the Flies. It's like a classic book and it's one of Suzanne Collins' favorite books, and I feel like you can definitely see influences in The Hunger Games, and you kind of described it a little bit as like Lord of the Flies but with girls. So I'm like super pumped. I think I'm gonna like it a lot.
I'm so excited. Also, just a side note, I also went through all the books I didn't read that Emily suggested. I went through and like found them at my library. So I have a ton of Hunger Games-esque books coming through in the next few weeks. I'm so excited to read.
I love it. I
Yes.
can't believe also we forgot to talk about The Giver. We
Yeah.
already got a message about that. Like, excuse me, what about The Giver? Like we had put it on the list, but then when we were in the middle of recording, we both realized that neither of us had actually read it.
Mhm.
So we couldn't really recommend it or talk about it. And then we
Yeah.
meant to kind of like honorable mention at the end, but we forgot. So
Yes. So
The
it
Giver.
was there. It was there in spirit. But who wants to go first? AJ, Jerry, what
I
is the
mean,
fun book?
I haven't read a book that wasn't Hunger Games related in so long, but like,
Like
but
the Hunger Games. Read Ballad if
The
you
end
like
of our episode, we had books that we had read, but like that were kind of like the copycat Hunger Games books, like
yeah,
Matched,
Evergreen.
and we were struggling to
Legend,
describe what they were even about. It was
yeah.
so funny.
But the only one I can think of is like the Maze Runner.
Yeah.
They're
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
like similar dynamics with the teenage led story, and they're trapped in the glade, and it's kind of like a political structure as well. And so, yeah, I think the Maze Runner, that's the only one that's coming out of my head right now.
That's good. I feel like the Maze Runner needs some love, especially
Yeah.
after Holly and I talking about it.
I need to listen to that episode.
Yes.
But yeah, that and yeah. It's kind of like Lord of the Flies vibes to it too.
That's very true.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Maybe it was too similar to Lord of the Flies for me.
Oh, so you guys didn't like it?
I only read the first book,
Oh, okay.
and I think it was just kind of a struggle. It was kind of slow paced, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I can
And
see
then I
that.
didn't get through the rest.
Yeah, the first one's definitely the best book.
Yeah, it goes down
Mm.
kind of like Divergent.
Yeah,
Kind of like a lot of series.
Yeah, I like me reading The Hunger Games in the first place was sort of a miracle. I don't enjoy reading, so I tried it after Hunger Games because I was like, okay, well, if I like this, maybe there's more things out there for me. And then I read Divergent. And then I was like, nah. I mean,
No.
like I liked the first book a lot, and then it just sort of went downhill from there for me also. And then I just was like, I just don't enjoy reading. So my recommendation, as it's sort of a joke recommendation, but if you like The Hunger Games, you'll like Ballad. So read Ballad.
Honestly, good answer.
I agree.
You know, because I feel
Well,
like it's in the same universe, but it's different enough that it's not like reading, Katniss 2.0. So like, there you go. If
Right.
you haven't
Yeah.
read Ballad by now,
Or
where
if you've read it and didn't like it, read it again.
Reread it, yeah.
Wrong answer.
One more time.
I will preach for that one. I agree.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah, Holly
testimony.
is living proof that Ballad deserves a second chance.
Amen.
Holly is a changed person now,
Exactly.
Um
Second favorite
Yeah.
in the whole universe.
Who's second favorite?
I know.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Nothing can beat the Hunger Games. So
Well, no.
Nothing ever. Never.
And
in
then
my
Catching
my
Fire.
humble opinion. Harry, are you a Catching Fire fan?
No, I was just gonna talk about how like Catching Fire took like a dip after our reread.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
it really
Yeah.
did.
That's sad.
I feel like I'm a different person in some ways, and some things just I didn't stand out to me in the way that they did when I read it the first time at 16. So
I think also like Catching Fire has like some crazy cliffhangers, and I feel like the first impression of that is wild. But then like once you know that they're there, I mean they still hit, like don't get me wrong, it's not like it becomes bad or like whatever, but that first impact, like I still remember reading If It Wasn't for the Baby for the first time. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like ever since that, it was like, I mean, I don't know. It's also so hard to say because for me, like conceptually, I like the Quarter Quell games better. Like I just think it's a really interesting arena, and like it's like the world building because that's just my jam. You get so much world building in Catching Fire, and so I love that. But I have to agree. Like I don't know. I think Catching Fire the movie is still my favorite of the movies, but I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I need to reevaluate even that. And then
Catching
obviously,
Fire
like
is so good.
I know
Nothing
then-
can top the movie.
Oh, fingers crossed. Like fingers.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it if Ballad somehow managed to top Catching Fire, the film. That would be amazing. I'd be so happy.
Mhm.
yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Ballad inserts itself in the ranking.
Now I'm like, do we do a second ballad read along?
I think we do.
Yes, we
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
I think we should do another one in the spring.
I was gonna say we should time it so that we finish right when the movie comes out, because then it'll be like super fresh in our minds.
Oh, that's fair.
I feel like we might have too much to talk about outside of the book. I mean, yes, but
Tribute Talk is now 3 hours long. It's fine.
yeah, I guess that's fine.
I love that.
One other little piece of news that I wanted to talk about. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con just ended, and it looks like we have another big movie coming out, Blade, which is a Marvel movie,
Oh.
like a week or two before Ballad is
Sorry.
supposed to come out, which
Mahershala
is
Ali.
yeah.
I mean, I hope with it coming out 2 weeks before that it'll get it out of people's systems for the most part. I don't know, like, because most Marvel fans will go the first week or so.
True.
Big Marvel fans.
Also, I mean, November, especially around that time, is a big movie release time anyway. Like
Mhm.
Thanksgiving always has like a Disney movie that comes out. Like, you know, and so that
Hopefully not till after, though, like maybe Thanksgiving weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is usually. Like I remember when Frozen came out, that was like Thanksgiving weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I remember it being, if not on Thanksgiving Day, like right before or right after. But that's always like a busy movie release time. It's like you have all like the summer releases, and then November is like the next big one, you know. And so I don't necessarily think that it means like that necessarily bodes badly for Ballad. At least I hope not. But I think it's just like people go see a lot of movies at that time.
Right. I mean, honestly, Dune 2 is the thing that bodes badly for Ballad. But it just like adds even more, and there might be even another more movies added to the same date. So
right,
I'm still in team like let's move it to March, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't know. I feel like if they were gonna move it, they would have announced it like pretty quick after.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and I don't know what Disney has or like planned. I don't know if they have any 2023 releases.
So
I
I'm
used to
looking at
be.
the calendar. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Good job,
There's
Jerry.
one on the 22nd, so on November 22nd, Untitled Disney animated film.
Untitled.
Yeah.
See, but that's like
It's Frozen
it's
number
like
4.
let's people go and see a movie like the week before. Then are they going to go to the movies again like the next weekend? I mean, I guess people don't have to see Ballad the first weekend that it comes out.
Yeah.
But it does seem like movies are in the theater shorter
Yeah.
amounts of time before they go to streaming now.
But you know,
So I don't know.
but I feel like that also adds like pressure for people to go see it in theaters, because as much as people like the convenience of streaming, which like I definitely agree that there's definitely more like people who watch movies on streaming now than in movie theaters, at least that's my guess. But people still like going to the movie theaters, and like because of like, you know, the pandemic sort of changing the landscape of the movie theater industry. Like, I mean, I know that I'm crazy, but I went to go see The Eyes of Tammy Faye like 3 times in theaters, and I was gonna go a 4th time, but they're like, oh, this doesn't show anymore, and I was like, what? Like,
Dang.
and then after, I know, as if I hadn't already seen it 3 times, but I just needed it one more time, and but yeah, and it was like, okay, we need to go see this in theaters while it's still in theaters. I can't remember if there was another movie fairly like in the last year or so where it was only in theaters for like 2 weeks, which I thought was ridiculously short. I wish I remember which one that was. It might have been.
Yeah, it seems like that's kind of a popular thing as well. Like, because it's something that really is meant to go on the streaming service, but they're just going to throw it in a theatrical release for like 2 weeks just for the heck of it, for those people who do like to see it in the movie.
Yeah, because I think, you know, people still care about like cinema, you know, like people still care about like the experience of seeing a movie on a big screen that it was intended to be seen on. Like, you know, that a second Avatar movie is coming out later this year, I think, right? I bet you that's going to be, you know, a big thing, because it's like pretty highly anticipated. I mean, it only took 20 years or whatever for it to come out, but but whatever. And that's like a really, special effects heavy movie. That's I remember seeing the first Avatar movie on my little tiny home screen, and I remember being like, yeah, I'm sure this was way more awesome
Yeah.
in theater.
And I wish I had seen that movie in theaters, but
Because I really couldn't care
Side
less
note.
about the plot, but I was so impressed with the visual effects. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure this was much better, like in 3D and IMAX and all of that. And this one's even better because it's like 20 years later or whatever, and the effects are far superior already, I'm sure. But
yeah, it'll just be really interesting to see what the numbers come out as. Like,
yeah.
I wish we could find that out without Dune 2 being released on the same day. But
You know something now? I will take it if it means smaller numbers, because I'm just glad that Timothy Chalamet is not in Ballad. That is all. I was so stressed about this. So I'm like, you know what? At least the integrity of my movie will be unscathed.
Tom is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, Peter Dinklage, I'm still riding that high. Like,
Right?
Be
Oh my
prepared for
gosh, I
that.
can't believe it.
There's no way to prepare for that. It's so
I'm bummed
good.
we don't have a Gaul yet, though, today.
yeah,
I know.
they're probably just like waiting to like know for sure. Because I guess,
Yeah.
I'm inclined to believe now that it's like there was some kind of scheduling thing and they're trying to scramble, but still trying to do something good. So they're just waiting for everything to clear, maybe.
Yeah.
And my for Nina soon comment. I feel like that the power has been lost on that a little bit because it's been a week now since she said that.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it was true at the time, and then things change.
True. Maybe she thought that they were gonna announce it and something has happened again, or it's just not finalized for sure.
Yeah, because she's a producer, but she's still not like God. Like she can't say like we're doing this now and then it happens. Like, so I don't know. I'm still. I mean, today's Monday. We got a Monday casting last week, but it could go back to our Tuesdays. Really, there does seem to be like a definite clear pattern. We've just been like relying.
Have we
on
gotten any Fridays?
No.
Okay, so we know it's not Friday.
Yeah. Unless, no, I'm kidding.
They just pulled that out this week for the heck
Yeah.
of it, and then we really won't know anything.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm still hopeful that it's going to be this week.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's possible at any point at this time,
do we
Except
want to
for-
talk about the one random rumor? I don't know what the source for this is, so I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt, like a very small grain of salt. But
Rumor. I don't know this rumor.
the Alfre Woodard rumor
Mhm.
that she might be the new
Replacement.
pick, the recast for Viola,
Let me check this
which
out.
we don't even know if Viola was really a thing.
Right, we're just going off of like a bunch of different rumors right now.
So yeah, but I mean, we kind of are. We have like, I guess, what is the word I'm looking for? Like we're validated in going off of rumors because in the past we had a rumor, and
Rumors have been true, yeah.
so I don't know. I haven't heard this. I've kind of been away from my phone today, so this is breaking news for me.
It is?
Yeah.
I feel like we talked about this
Yeah. we
last
definitely-
week.
No, we
Yeah.
did.
Yes. Not in tribute talk, but in our chat.
Oh,
Which
well,
to be fair, I know that we a lot of things are said in the chat.
yeah, I was like, no, we didn't talk about this last week.
Let me just gaslight you.
For
Like,
me,
no,
I haven't
absolutely.
seen anything. Yeah, guess.
No, last week on Tribute Talk, we just knew that the rumor that Viola might be recast.
Mhm.
I have hope.
Yeah, and I said she was the whole time. So
Yeah, we were thinking that she's probably going to be recast. And I mean, the longer it goes, the more it seems like it was probably her and that a recast is happening. Or
Mhm.
maybe they're just trying to work around whatever schedule conflict
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah, they might be, being like, okay, can we shift around the whatever dates that they would need her for to do her scenes, or like they might, that's also a possibility. I don't know
Yeah.
how all that is planned, and I'm sure there's a lot of moving parts. So yeah, because I mean, in the book, we know Gaul interacts with the mentors because she's their teacher or whatever. We know she interacts the most with Snow and like High Bottom and stuff, but assuming also that they're going to trim out a lot of things, like we don't know what they could be focusing on. We might just see her like in one classroom scene, and then like the rest is just going to be with like Snow and Clemencia or something.
Mhm. Yeah, they could cut out the entire arena tour that they go on, the explosion. I mean, they could cut that out.
I hope not, but
Who
yeah.
knows? There's a lot. There's a lot that happens in the book, so
Yeah. They could also like change the order in which things happen, because like as long as it still makes sense, obviously. But I
Mhm.
feel like I've seen that before where they just kind of swap like two scenes around because for the film it makes more sense, or it saves time to do it one way versus another. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if they're cutting down her appearances from the book, I don't know. It's like, are they going to try to maximize Gaul as a character, or is she going to be like a smaller character? Like, there's really no way of knowing at this point, like how it's going to play out. But yeah, they're either recasting and waiting for contracts to clear, or they're figuring out filming schedules, or who knows what else. I mean, at this point, it could be anything.
Wouldn't we love to be flies on the wall? Like
For everything. Should we talk
yeah,
about
I mean, I'd be happy if it's Viola. I'd be happy with the other rumor of Alfred. So
just give us somebody at this point?
I just want to
Can I
know.
please have a Gaul?
It's like the last main cast member.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm like, there's a bunch of like other tributes that I feel like are just going to be extras. Like extras with like just a little bit more screen time maybe or something.
Or like, I mean, they're stunt performers and probably don't have speaking lines.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think we're gonna get any more.
It doesn't feel like we're gonna get any more,
Because when I
tribute
was
mentor announcements.
Yeah, when I was making my recap post today and I was putting everybody in order and everything, I was like, we don't have the girl from 2, but we have Marcus. And then we have Bobbin and Wovi, but we don't have their mentors, which I thought was interesting. So I'm like, okay, I wonder like how that's decided also. Like, I don't know, but
yeah, interesting, because they probably wouldn't be stunt performers, the mentors that we don't have.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we might just have like extras be the rest of the mentors, like as seat fillers in the classroom or something. And then Bobbin is important. Wovi, I don't remember if she does anything specifically important to the story in the book because it's been a minute, but I guess maybe just for the sympathetic aspect because she's so small and young, and like you want to have that visual contrast or something.
The one thing that's throwing me off is how Hilarious hasn't been cast.
That's true.
Because Hilarious Heavensbee, like that's a name drop. So, but maybe they're gonna mention Heavensbee Hall, and then that's gonna be enough.
Yeah, because Heavensbee would be the most prominent of the name drops because we have Crane. Well, there's Flickerman, I guess, but yeah. And then, well, there's Raven still, but that's not, well, no, he's not a name drop from the original series. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, it might just be Heavensbee Hall. It would be more memorable because there's already so many characters and names and stuff. Like, I wonder
Yeah.
if they'll even mention Arachne's last name in the film because, time is everything in a movie. You don't have time to put stuff that doesn't really matter. Her being related to Seneca is not important to the story. It's just like a fun little tidbit.
But don't they have the like procession and everything
I mean, they can still have that
for
because
her? So, but I would think that they'd probably mention her name. I
Oh,
don't
I
know,
see.
maybe in a speech or something.
maybe, yeah.
I don't know. What is this movie gonna have time for?
I know. I feel like, what before we had anything, before we had no information, we were like, oh, we don't even know anything. and, and then now we have definitely way more information, but I think we just got used to it. And now I'm still like, we don't know anything that's happening. We don't know what they're cutting. We don't know what tone they're going to have. We don't know, like, we don't know anything. And yeah, it's just really interesting to see where it's all going to go.
But some things we do kind of know now is one of the filming locations. So it was, pretty much it's confirmed that Centennial Hall in Wrocław, Poland is going to be something. Probably the arena, but it could be something else. It could be like the Academy. Or like a Capitol building, but probably the arena since all of the tributes and stunt performers are there.
Yeah.
Which, thoughts?
Mixed feelings on the matter.
Yeah, I do too.
The place where the zoo could potentially be looks really, really amazing.
Yes. I
Yeah,
agree
so
with that.
so the city zoo is right next door to Centennial Hall, and I mean that's I don't think there's any information out there about the zoo actually being used, but since it is right next door, and I feel like it has some really cool architecture, like it just makes sense that they would have picked the place that is right next to a zoo, and all the tributes are there, so all of that filming can get done.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome.
I am
Yeah.
hopeful that Centennial Hall will not be the arena, though. I'm hopeful that it'll be the Academy. People have been saying it could be that, but I know that's not what we're leaning toward.
The only way I can see it being the Academy is because the mentors aren't there yet. So the only thing I can think of is that maybe they're just practicing like the choreography for fight scenes or like any of that. They're just prepping, and then maybe the mentors are coming soon. And then they would be filming in August because it is blocked off for all of July and all of August. But that doesn't seem very likely to me. But I think it's possible.
Yeah. That's a very good point. I definitely feel like it makes more sense for them, like financially, scheduling wise, whatever, to just have everything as close to each other as possible. And, another thing too is like, if this is correct, if this is in fact the place, we only see pictures of what it looks like right now. We don't know how they're going to dress it with props and everything when it's like set design and whatever. We also don't know what it's going to look like with, any special digital effects over it. Like, it could still be the arena and be really cool. The only reason why I'm having sort of a hang up with it is just because I imagined it like more dilapidated, and I know that they can do that with effects and props and all that stuff. But Emily, what was the name of the other arena that you had sent in the chat? Do you remember that?
Oh, it was like RKS Skra or something. It was in Warsaw.
Okay, because the like the look and general layout even of that arena is closer to what I had imagined.
Yeah,
Both of
it's an abandoned, like totally dilapidated arena. It's like crumbling and falling apart in Warsaw, which I
Yeah.
really thought that they might use, but guess not.
Well, and also because it's an outdoor arena, because
Mhm.
the was it Centennial Arena? Is that what it's called?
Centennial Hall, yeah.
Centennial Hall.
Oh, yeah, because that one, I mean, it has like a sky or a ceiling, like a domed ceiling, and it looks awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, it's just like not exactly what I'd envisioned. And because they explain in the book that the arena, doesn't get cleaned between games, which is horrifying to think about. And it's kind of like exposed to the elements, which adds to that, like the idea of like, this is not a polished, put together event yet. Like, this is still a very rough tradition.
I'm
and
kind of
the
in the camp that I like it better if it's closed. I don't know. There's something about it being kind of dark in there, and like the fact that it would have been like all just shut up and then they just
That's
get pushed in there, and then I don't know, like probably no electricity in there or any, like I don't know. It just feels like maybe they're gonna get not do like the underground tunnels thing because well, I mean, what if the arena doesn't get blown up?
yeah.
I don't know. I think it could work. The one thing I don't think they're gonna do is change it to be like use CGI to make it so that it isn't an enclosed arena if they're using that as
Oh,
the
yeah.
arena. Because I feel like the lighting for that would be so hard, like to set up or to do
That's
in
also
post.
just seems so like so much effort when it's like there are
Right.
out that you could just book and do that with, and instead of spending so much money on VisFX in post, that just seems counterproductive, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like that's like a lot of effort for something that ultimately doesn't matter that much.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would agree with that.
So it might not even I don't know why I'm just believing this theory that like it's not gonna get blown up. I feel like that's something that they could cut out for time. Like, do they
Yeah.
really need the interaction between Lucy Gray and Snow and her like saving his life?
Well, yeah, because I feel
don't
like that's
know.
their relationship gets established, like where he starts to see her. That's I feel like because up until that moment, at least, and forgive me because it's been a minute since I've read it. I haven't continued with my reread because I've gotten distracted. But I remember that as being like the moment where Snow shifts his perspective from seeing her as she can help me win for my own success to like, wow, she saved my life. She's amazing. I love her, but I also own her, but I love her.
True. But what if they just have that shift like when he sees her sing or something?
No.
I think I think it's too important not to happen because I think that's how the tributes try to escape. And that's also one of the demerits.
True.
I think that has to happen.
Okay, Jerry, I'm changing my mind now because of Marcus. I feel like that's more important than
Yeah.
the Snow Lucy Gray moment, to be honest. But I think they can pretty easily like make it look cool.
Yeah, I think they have all the money they need. So I think they can do whatever they want. Like,
Yeah.
I think the indoor aspect can still work. Maybe the bombs could like cave in part of the ceiling, and we can still get the rain part and the snakes. Maybe that can still work.
True. What if they have just like an opening of it or something? Like
Yeah,
one little part
that would be
of
cool.
with like the sunlight coming in.
Yeah.
What if
That sounds very cinematic.
What if that'd be like a fun little callback to Katniss blowing up the arena and catching fire?
I was just thinking that visual parallel. That'd be cool.
It could work. If they didn't think about that, hopefully
They
someone's
should have.
listening.
Put me on the
Yeah.
phone with
They should have
right.
called us.
Yeah, not to bring like Stranger Things into everything, but like as something I really appreciate about that show is how many references to other movies and shows and things that the show constantly references in like subtle ways, and like it's adapted to fit, you know, the story of Stranger Things, so it doesn't feel like a blatant like just a copy. It's like an homage. It'd be really cool to see something like that with Ballad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just some slight acknowledgement that, and I'm not talking about, you know, like yeah, this is the place I went with my dad in the lake, and like oh, and here's a Katniss plant, in case you didn't catch that. There's a Katniss plant. One more time for those in the back, a Katniss plant, you know, like like, you know,
This
that
will be important in 65 years.
right. Keep this in mind for 65 years. But like that would be like, you know, yeah, blowing up a hole in the ceiling would be kind of a fun foreshadowing of Katniss blowing up the arena in the Court of Quell. Just some thoughts.
I love that. Now I'm gonna be sad if that doesn't happen.
If that doesn't happen.
It's such a good idea.
I'm gonna add that to my list of things to draw. Just cause if it doesn't happen in the movie, I need to see it still.
Yes.
The way we're gonna have to re-listen to all the things that we said during this time once the movie comes out, and we're gonna be like, oh, if only you knew.
Oh.
I'm really curious to know if we've ever said anything in passing or like as a joke or something that ends up happening, and then we'd be like, yeah, we called it. We knew this was gonna happen.
It's this very moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're just, you know, super sleuths. What am I supposed to do about that? It's not my fault. Yeah.
I do
I
really
really want
like
that
the
to
look
happen.
of the arena or potential arena. Like it
Mhm.
looks very much like the Capitol architecture.
Yeah. I have to say, like, even though it's a little bit different than what I had imagined, if it is used in fact as the arena, by no means do I find it like appalling, or I'm like, how could they do this? Like, I'm definitely not like angry about it. And it looks cool, and yeah, I would be even more excited to see how they decide to dress it for the film. Because then that'll add even more. Or maybe they won't change much at all. Like that one filming location right near Paris, it's literally the same thing. I mean, I know that's just like for one scene.
Mhm.
But you don't know. I mean, we don't know what their vision is like. I would kill to know what their mood boards look like right now. So yeah, we'll see.
I'm really excited that it's also a location. I mean, something that I've been excited about for whatever place was chosen as the arena was that it was probably going to be a place that you could someday visit
Mhm.
and like
Someday.
go in.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they have a visitor center. You can actually go in and like tour the hall and everything. So I mean, someday
like-
I might make it to Poland, but I think it's cool that it's actually a place you can go and visit
Yeah.
legitimately.
I feel like it would, you know, increase tourism. And if they're smart, they would have a little gift shop with a t-shirt that says Centennial Hall, and then it says like enjoy the show on it or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Lionsgate doesn't come after them, but yeah.
Listen, it just says enjoy the show. If it just says that, you cannot trademark that. Like that's just a saying. You can't. That's like when Kylie Jenner tried to trademark. What was it? What was it? The Rising Sunshine. What was it? That she
Oh
tried.
yeah.
And I was like, girl, you do not own the English language. You better calm down.
I mean, unless they decide to use that as like the tagline, which would be awesome if they did and put that on like the
But
poster.
that's still such a common broad statement. Like I think it'd be really hard to protect that in court.
So can we put like the fire will burn forever on our like podcast merch?
See, because I feel like that's like such a specific turn of phrase, like may the odds be ever in your favor. That's a specific turn of phrase, but like enjoy the show. people say that to each other when they go to a movie theater. Like,
Yeah.
True.
not the
True.
same
You can
caliber.
prove, yeah, like other instances of that being a regular phrase.
yeah.
But if they do tours, when I went to the Swan House, they had like a specific Hunger Games tour, and it was like
Mm.
it was in collaboration with Lionsgate. They like licensed like
Mm.
Mm.
The right.
specific like props and stuff, I guess. So maybe they could do that there. It's like a license thing. And I talked to
It always
Brian
is.
about it, and they recently stopped the Capitol tour. That's what they called it. They didn't
yeah.
renew the license.
No.
So maybe they'll
haven't
redo
gone
it for
yet.
Ballad.
Yeah, maybe they will. That's a good point.
Hopefully.
Man, I hate licensed stuff. I understand it, but it just it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Especially because it's not like you pay $1,000 and you're done. No, like buying the rights to stuff is like so much money. Like your average everyday people, and even not even average everyday people, but just like, businesses like the Swan House, it's like a miracle that they could even do that in the first
I feel like
place.
that would be a lot for
Yeah.
even them.
Exactly. But that's cool that they did that. I didn't know that. I wish that was a more accessible thing, but
They need to
for whatever,
redo it.
it hates the Hunger Games, and we can't have anything nice ever.
Sounds about right.
Twilight is the favorite child, and I understand, but
Yeah, the fact that
you have
Twilight
other children.
like the recamp of its Hot Topic merch. Like, what? Can we please get that for the Hunger Games too?
Right.
Hot Topic
yeah.
is still a thing.
Yeah, right.
Apparently.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Dude, I loved going to Hot Topic. I loved it. Every single weekend, I'd be like, Mom, can we go to the mall? And then I could go walk in, check out.
I would always walk into the Hot Topic and just do a little walk through to see if there was
I was
anything.
like a baddie going in there at like age 12.
There usually wasn't for Hunger Games, though. I
Yes, there
mean,
was.
Yeah.
not like there was for Twilight, though.
Oh, true.
I
But
mean,
I didn't really get to experience it. I only got to experience Breaking Dawn Part 2 at Hot Topic. So
The only Hot Topic near me is in the Queens Center Mall, and I wouldn't even call it like a full size Hot Topic. Maybe it is, but that's just not how I would consider it. And it's like an hour away from me. But I started going to Hot Topic when I was a little wannabe 90s mall rat kid. And that was the only place you could go in person to buy like a Korn or a Slipknot shirt or something. And so that's all I cared about. But it was right at the tail end of like before they became like a solely pop culture store. And I remember at the time I was like bitter. I was like 14 and I was like, nah, this is supposed to be for metalheads and like whatever, which it's still laughable, but say what you want. Like back when that's what it was, that was like the only place you could get like alternative clothing that wasn't in like specialty stores and like whatever. And then ever since the Columbine shooting, they started changing their image. And then now it's like a pop culture thing, and that's fine. But like I'm still like spitefully resentful of that.
it just reminds me so much of like what happened with San Diego Comic-Con when Twilight took over that, and it just became a pop culture thing.
yeah, screw all the haters. I
Like this was a place for nerds.
screw you all. I hate you. I don't even care. But yeah, I full on support Twilight at Comic-Con, and now it's made Comic-Con better too. I would argue. So I don't know, mic drop.
I went to New York Comic Con in 2013. And I think that was like the last year where it wasn't like selling an organ and like jumping through hoops that are on fire to get passes. I just remember that I cosplayed as a Naruto character, and so did my friend. And I
Aw.
met a tattoo artist, Megan Massacre. If y'all know the tattoo world, she's a big deal. But which was really random that she was there. um, but yeah, and I remember thinking it was awesome, but that I was like, man, it is so impossible to get tickets to this thing. It's like it becomes stressful, like because I tried going a few of the years after that, and I could just never do it. I never could figure out their like lottery system or like the registration process. Like it was just too much. And I was like, you know what?
You're
It's
gonna
fine.
have to learn it, AJ, for next year. I'm just telling you.
See, what's gonna happen is that by that time, Lionsgate and I are gonna be besties, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, just
Baby,
just
come on down.
just
Come
show
on down
up."
to San
No,
Diego.
we got you. We got you.
Yeah, just like just show up at the door, give them your name, and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
You got friends, bring them too.
exactly.
Literally, just like bring your squad, it'll be fine.
And
So that's
yeah.
what I'm counting on.
Yeah. Well, you better get ready for the raffle because this is gonna be war because we have to go. I think
Yeah.
everyone realizes that like there's going to be
Are
raffle
high.
stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
we gotta go, squad. Like for real.
What I'm like, I will say this. Okay, so like assuming we can get tickets for SDCC or NYCC, one of them, assuming there's valid stuff at both or either, whatever. If Ballad is like, not the most anticipated film of next year because there'll be things like Dune and Marvel movies and whatever.
Percy
plus
Jackson.
side- and Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm
that's
fine with
a
Percy
TV
Jackson.
series. That's not the same thing. But the plus side of that is that it maybe makes it more accessible for fans. Like as far as, signings or photo ops or things like that, because it's a smaller thing. Maybe there's like less crowd control they have to worry about. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Let's
it's like
storm
a big
the
deal.
stage.
But what happened?
Let's storm the stage.
No. No.
I'm
So
joking. I'm joking.
respectful manner. Nothing gets me more worked up than seeing fans get absolutely disrespectful. Like that just completely sends me into a fury. Yeah. So no storming the stage, but could be like a smaller section, like a smaller panel or something. And it's not like that big main stage like where they used to have the original trilogy promotion stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but
It'll be pretty big.
I think it'll be pretty big.
Hopefully,
I
it'll
mean,
be nice
Percy
and-
Jackson inferior to the Hunger Games. In terms of popularity, I think Percy Jackson is 10 times more popular right now than
absolutely.
the Hunger
I think
Games.
so.
Like, it is wild,
We need to step
the
up our game.
anticipation.
See, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, while there's like a big panel happening for Percy Jackson, there's a smaller panel happening.
No,
for
please, no. I gotta be at both.
They could be at
Not at the same time. Not at the
Like,
same
If I have to choose, I might be choosing Percy Jackson.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
What?
Oops.
Okay.
voted off the island.
Emily, you're done with this podcast because you chose Twilight and now you chose Percy Jackson. Like, what is going on?
I think
This
I
is
think the
my
Hunger
this
Games
is
should be
my
big.
trifecta, you guys.
No.
Y'all don't understand. I've been waiting for Percy Jackson
But
for
here's the
so
thing.
much longer.
Here's the thing. Percy Jackson will have multiple seasons, so you can go to a different one. Ballad,
Exactly.
only one
There will
ballad.
never be another first season of Percy Jackson. Yeah, in
Get
like
out of-
7 years, I'll be like, why wasn't I at the first one?
Oh my god, guys, we
mean,
gotta kick her out.
Emily,
I think the last one's the most important one, Emily.
Yeah?
All I'm
The very
saying,
last one.
is that it would be extremely
No.
hard for me to
No more
choose. I'd probably
Emily-
choose the Hunger Games, but it'd be very, very hard. So I'm praying.
Emily,
This is like
if
my
we're-
worst nightmare now.
if we're
Right.
holding you back from starting your Percy Jackson podcast right now, like please just let us know. Like we'll carry on.
I mean,
I'll
Just
anyway, I
put
can join
together-
for
Holly,
that.
Holly, will you come join me?
do
Oh.
podcast. Imagine double the work.
Oh my gosh, I cannot. Yeah, I definitely can't do
About
two
a Stranger Things
podcasts. So
Emily's like,
Yeah.
I'm
start a network. Can we start a network of podcasts?
yes.
Enjoy
Yes.
the show, Elsie.
Just have our
Yeah.
network of fandom podcasts. We'll have a
Yeah,
Stranger Things one,
AJ.
we'll have a Twilight one, we'll have a Hunger Games one, we'll have a Percy
Yes.
Jackson. It'll be great.
I
Sounds
love
good to me.
That's honestly like,
Who's editing
Great.
the
All of it.
podcast episodes?
It's
yeah,
just like
it's just crickets in the background, like editing.
no, but Emily, it could be at different times. But I'm just saying, like when they're thinking of like booking and organizing and scheduling and stuff, you know, the big stage will be reserved for Percy Jackson, and then the
Right.
smaller thing will be reserved for Ballad. And they can be one after the other, or they could be on
Sure.
different
Yeah, you
days.
just unlocked a fear now.
I think
Well,
the Hunger Games
Hopefully,
will
I
be
think they
good.
both be in Hall
Will be
H.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah, they will be.
and then we'll just be in Hall H all day, and so I'll get to see both.
One thing I'm grateful for is that I don't have to worry about Stranger Things 5 coming out next year. It's 24, so
Wouldn't that be great
Ballad.
though? Stranger Things, Percy Jackson, and Ballad.
no, stop, because I'll just have a heart attack and then I'll have to be hospitalized and I'll miss everything. So I'd rather not. Like that, it's like whenever I see someone who like passes out at like a concert or something, nothing stresses me out more than that, because I'd be devastated. I'd be like, no, I'm having a heart attack. It's cool. Let me just wait until the set is over, please. Like, please.
Just bring a doctor in here. It's fine.
Perform CPR right here. What's wrong with that? Like, it'll be fine. So similarly, yeah, I'm like, I would cry more from missing something at an event than being in the hospital.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Or I'd like hand somebody my phone and I'd be like, you need to like live stream this so I can watch it from my hospital room, from the ambulance. Like, I can't miss anything. Do you understand?
Oh my god. I can't. You guys are crazy.
We're gonna be fine. I think Lionsgate will not let the Hunger Games be inferior to
Anything.
any. Yeah, I mean, I think
Marvel.
they're. Well,
But
yeah,
I
but
feel
that's
like they
Marvel.
let
have
it be
trillions of
inferior to
dollars.
everything. Like,
Not when
yeah,
money's
right
on the
now.
line. Not when money is on the line in the
Yeah,
movie.
their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jerry and
Next
I,
year it's gonna be a different thing. It's gonna be a different story.
yeah. There's gonna be promo.
They're betting their whole lives on this movie. I feel it.
oh my gosh, imagine if they like show a scene or something.
Be like
Stop.
not allowed to but if
They'll
I
probably show a trailer.
Yeah, isn't that what happened last time?
yeah.
Did they show a
that-
scene?
They showed the last trailer with the lizard
Mm.
mutts, I think, right?
Hmm.
And it didn't come out until like 2 or 3 weeks later.
Oh my god.
Your cameras, everyone.
What if
I'm
like
excited.
we get into like January 1st and then Lionsgate is like Hunger Games. Like suddenly they like crank it up to like
I hope
a
so.
million.
That would be a dream.
That's what they should do if they're not gonna do that. I'm gonna yell at them.
Go
Not
yell.
Chase deleting comments even in the YouTube chat.
Wait, what?
I don't know. It just says message retracted.
Dang.
Wow.
I remember that's what I should do. The next time one of my Animal Crossing villagers asks me to like for a new catchphrase or something, I'm just gonna put in between brackets the word redacted. Because I feel like that makes it dramatic for no reason. Sorry, that was unrelated to anything.
Who ordered this? Silence. Because it's only the four of us.
Hey.
Most
Hey.
dedicated group you've ever seen.
Actually, though.
For real. Okay, anything else about like regarding anything, I guess? Not just the arena, but I guess Comic-Con too.
Mm,
I just want to say I'm sorry. Just want to apologize.
I should apologize. Emily, please convince us that you're actually a fan again, please.
Listen, I would not eat poop to be an extra on Percy Jackson.
my
I'll
God.
just say that.
Oh,
You know-
my
I love that, like, the first time you brought that up, you were like, I can't believe I mentioned this on a live, and then every single
Well,
time,
you know, now
Every
it's not going to
single-
go away, so.
like, but now it's like every time that comes up, you're the one that brings it up. So it's not even like,
Yeah, I'm actually pretty wild.
man.
Jace in the comments.
God, too. Oh
See,
God.
but Emily, you would have to be hospitalized for that, and you would just miss out whatever it is you were trying to get in on.
Would I be hospitalized immediately, though? I think it would take some time. I could do my scenes and then go.
I'm worrying now about the science of fecal poisoning. I don't even know if that's what it would be called, but
Ew.
I guess.
I'm sorry.
think
I'm
about it.
sorry, guys. I'm apologizing again.
What's happening?
Shouldn't have gone there.
Oh my God. Well, on that note of Emily eating poop, yet again.
And
No.
Yet again, Emily, you should really try to quit. I'm really concerned for you.
it's okay, we're here for you.
We are here for you. I love you.
Thanks,
I
guys. My support group.
Yeah.
Just no more poop, please.
My addiction.
Okay.
Well,
Rumors? Any other announcements this week?
I don't think so. Hopefully, we have Dr. Gall to talk about next week.
Oh,
But
please.
we keep saying that every week, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We should start doing like day 176 of hoping
Right?
for
We
gold.
need like a counter.
Yeah. Well,
Well, wait, just know that a ballad read along is in the future for us. So stay tuned for that. We also have to do our Mockingjay one.
Right. Which
And
will
part
start
2 of the
at
script.
some point.
Yeah,
Part 2 and probably
Part
part 3
two.
of the script.
we have a lot to do. So there's a lot of content still yet for Tribute Talk.
I was
There's
gonna
always
say-
something.
I haven't finished reading the script because I never read it all the way through, and so I like specifically have been preserving it for Tribute Talk. But I'm like, y'all, I need to know.
Sorry,
I need to know how
AJ.
Gail gets to the Capitol. I need to know.
We gotta follow Gail's adventures.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I feel like the script is like the Midnight Sun of Hunger Games. Like it's like from Gail's perspective. Wait, that would be so not desired, but kind of funny to read about. I don't know. I don't want this. I'm not manifesting it. I'm just saying.
Like a kind of like parody version from
Yeah,
Gail's
yeah.
perspective might be kind of funny.
That was gonna be the movie. It was gonna be the movie. It's insane.
Suzanne supported it, so
I know, and that's why I'm like, there's a whole alternate universe right now where that is the movie that we got,
oh gosh.
and we're not even in the fandom because we gave up on it. Like Divergent, you know, like we had faith in the books, and then the movies came out, and we were like, ah, never mind. And then we got a Mockingjay Part 1, but not a Part 2 because it just flopped super hard.
Like the
Anyway,
first Percy Jackson movie. Then maybe
the
we would have got a TV reboot like 10 years later.
yeah.
Mm.
Could you imagine that like Divergent tries that in like 5 years, and you're like, well, Percy Jackson did it, so you know.
Oh
No,
my
thank
gosh,
you.
they would. Lionsgate,
They
no.
Stay back. Okay. Well, is that all for this week?
I
I think
suppose
so.
Okay. Well, listen to our episode that came out this week or yesterday, I guess. And join us again for next Monday night where we will have a Dr. Gall.
We
Jerry
will be talking about Dr. Gall.
is Dr. Gall going to be announced this week? Yes or no?
No comment.
Oh, come on. He's
Agreed.
like,
Jerry.
okay. Well, all right. We'll see you all next week.
Good night.
Bye.